Hello, community, and welcome back to another Keeping It Real with Dr. Anita podcast. I am your host, Dr. Anita Polite Wilson, C-Suite Trusted Advisor, Elite Team Strategist, and Board Director, preparing businesses to navigate culture, complexity, and change. As we gather together to celebrate Thanksgiving later this month, it's always a great time to reflect on what we're grateful for. Now, we often think of Thanksgiving as a time to focus on family, friends, and the abundance in our lives. And while those things are certainly worthy of gratitude, this year I want to take a moment to express thankfulness for something we've been learning more about, which plays a critical role in both our personal and professional lives: psychological safety and mental wellness. We live in a world where people are becoming more attuned to the importance of mental health and well being. What's incredible is that we are finally recognizing the power of psychological safety in fostering environments where people not only feel seen and heard, but also supported to speak up and share their thoughts without fear of judgment or retaliation. In fact, psychological safety has become an essential component in maintaining mental wellness, both in the workplace and at home. So, what can we be thankful for in terms of psychological safety this Thanksgiving? We can be thankful for the understanding that creating safe spaces where people feel they can express their true thoughts, feelings, and opinions helps reduce anxiety and increases trust. Whether we're talking about the workplace, our friendships, or yes, even around the Thanksgiving table, knowing that psychological safety can make conversations more constructive and much less stressful is something to celebrate. Now, I know for many people, Thanksgiving also brings with it the dreaded dinner table conversations, especially in the wake of elections. Whether the results aligned with your beliefs or not, chances are you'll find yourself sitting across from someone with an opposing view. And that's where the concept of psychological safety can really help us navigate those potentially tense moments. This year, as political conversations inevitably arise, we can approach them differently by intentionally fostering psychological safety at the table. How do we do that? It starts with listening, really listening, not just to respond, but to understand. It also means being okay with the discomfort that may comes from hearing things you don't agree with. But instead of shutting down the conversation or turning it into a heated debate, what if we ask thoughtful questions to gain perspective? And what if we approach the discussion with genuine curiosity rather than trying to convince others to see things our way? By focusing on psychological safety, we can create an environment where it's safe for everyone to speak their truth, but also safe for us to walk away from the table still connected, even if we don't agree. We might not change minds, but we can change the tone of the conversation and make the whole experience a little more tolerable, if not enjoyable. And this brings me to one of the most influential voices in the conversation about psychological safety, Dr. Amy Edmondson. Many of you know her groundbreaking work on psych safety in organizations. Her book, The Fearless Organization, is one I reference with C-suite teams regularly. And recently, she released a new book titled The Right Kind of Wrong, which delves into the complexities of failure and learning from mistakes. It's a powerful reminder that in order to grow, both personally and professionally, we need to feel safe to take risks, make mistakes, and learn from them without fear of being harshly judged or penalized by others or by ourselves. Her insights about creating the right environment for people to experiment, fail forward, and ultimately succeed by fostering psychological safety are so timely. If we apply her principles not just at work, but at home and around the Thanksgiving table, we might find ourselves better equipped to handle uncomfortable moments with grace, empathy, and a bit of humor. So, this Thanksgiving, as we gather with our loved ones, whether in person or virtually, let's give thanks for more than just the traditional things. Let's give thanks for what we're learning about psychological safety and mental wellness. Let's be intentional about creating spaces where open, respectful dialogue can happen, even when it's tough. Let's embrace the fact that we don't always have to agree, but we can always choose to approach each other with kindness and understanding. This month on Real Conversations from the C-Suite, my guests are Jason Eisner and Neil Pretty, co-founders of Aristotle Performance. We'll first explore the role of psychological safety and mental wellness in creating environments where people can thrive, both at home and in the workplace. We'll also look ahead to Psych Safety Day 2024, featuring keynote speaker Dr. Amy Edmondson author of The Right Kind of Wrong, whose work helps us reimagine failure and growth in psychologically safe spaces. Then we'll reflect on what we can be thankful for in terms of what we know about psych safety, especially as it plays into navigating potentially tense election conversations around the dinner table, turning them into moments of understanding rather than conflict. Be sure to come back and join me for a real conversation from the C-suite with my guests Jason Eisner and Nail Pretty of Aristotle Performance. If this podcast was helpful to you, please share it with your network by reposting and adding your own comments. Our community is a learning community, and I value your voice. In the meantime, please stay in the flow with me by following, liking, and oversharing any podcast that helps you reframe hot topic conversations from difficult to different. Until next time, this is Dr. Anita reminding you to stay blessed and keep it real.